Hi. I'm a little nervous today, I gotta tell you. Never, ever, ever accept the option to update your computer. Yeah, no, not when you're 30 minutes out from doing a live on Facebook. Thankfully, we have other options and ways to do this. It's just not the norm, and it's going to stretch me a little today. Kind of makes me think that maybe this message isn't supposed to go out according to some. So I hope you will forgive me any shakes or foibles. I'm going to be looking down here because my notes are on my phone and I have it tucked up under here. If you could see this setup, you would laugh yourself silly. Truly. But you know what? It's going to be a fabulous day. It is. It's already a fabulous day because I get to meet with you. Listen, be sure and comment where you're watching from. I'd love to know who's here. Just say hi. Say hi, Faye, how are you? Or what? Just get on with it, Faye. Whatever. And listen, as we're talking, as I'm talking, be sure and share in the comments what you think or if you have something you want talked about, because this can be a pretty touchy subject. Okay? So let's get started, right? Welcome to When Family Betrays. 3 ways toward knowing how to live again after being betrayed by a family member. Has anybody else been betrayed by a family member? Anyone? A spouse, a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, a child? Anyone? It's hard. I know. We're going to talk about it. I'm Faye Bryant. I'm here with another Saturday sit down to talk about when family betrays. This is for every Christian who wants to be able to breathe again after being betrayed by a family member. We want to be able to do this without feeling betrayed again, without having to relive that. Am I right? Let's talk. The first thing we have to do is to admit what happened and who did it. Let me share a little bit from Elaina. That's that book right there. Elaina, book 2 of the Grandma, Mom, and Me saga. Elaina was betrayed by a husband who decided to have an affair with another woman. And as part of his scheme to be able to have her and to keep his children that he really didn't have a lot to do with prior to this, he engaged Elena's brother by telling him lies and telling him that Elaina was doing harmful things to the children and saying that she was not a good mother and that she was the one having an affair. And her brother believed him. Well, the brother influenced his wife and it just went on. Well, the brother then also called mom, Elena's mom, his and Elena's mom, and convinced her of all these things going on. And so Elaina was betrayed not only by her husband, but also by her brother and her mother, to the extent that they helped him get the children in the divorce. That's some kind of betrayal, don't you think? Some of us have had things similar to that happen. Some of us have had a spouse who decided to find somebody new. Some of us have had family members who were addicted to things that drew them away, that they chose besides us. Either way, it cuts like a knife. It breaks our hearts. It changes us. But here's what we have to do. We want to be able to breathe again, right? I mean, that first stab, that our minds go blank. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to handle it. We feel angry. We feel broken. We feel useless and worthless, and all a whole range of emotions. But mainly, we want to be able to just breathe again without feeling all that pain. Once that thing has happened, that betrayal has happened, we have a decision to make. We have to decide if we're going to let that betrayal color our every decision, our every thought, our every action, or if we're going to not let that happen, if we're going to move past that. Now, see, we can say we're going to move past it. We're just going to move on. We're just going to move on. We're not going to have anything to do with it anymore. But that doesn't fix that. That doesn't help us move on. There are actions and specific things we have to do in order to be able to move on. Now, it's hard to admit that somebody who loves us or says that they love us would betray us. It's hard to admit that a parent or a child or a sibling or a spouse would turn on us after knowing us, knowing how we behave, how we act, our record of behavior. But if we've been betrayed by them, if they have chosen other than us, we have to admit that's what happened. We have to understand that they made that choice. We don't like it. We are hurt by it. We're actually destroyed to an extent by it. But we have to get to that place where we understand that, yes, it happened. And yes, it was this person who did it. Okay, that's great, Faye. We got to that point. We've admitted that person did that thing. Now what? This is the part you'll never like. I wasn't real fond of it either at the outset. You have to forgive that person. Yeah, you have to forgive them. See, Elaina held bitterness in her heart for a long time, and it made some decisions for her, some good, some bad. But later on, she got to the point where she forgave. And that's where we all have to get to. And let me tell you, the sooner we can get to it, the better our lives will be. I promise you. I promise you. This is the hardest step, though. It is the hardest thing to do because we think that we are going to, when we forgive, we think that A, we're going to have to be this person's best buddy all over again. And we think that B, we are saying that what they did is okay. Neither of those is true. Neither of those is true. See, it's like we have this logbook of the debts owed to us and the debts that we owe. And we look at in that logbook and we pull up that person's name and we say, oh, look, they owe us for that betrayal. They look, just look. It's just pages of it, pages. What forgiveness does is it says P-A-I-D. Paid. Even when it's not paid. Even when it's not asked for. Forgiveness allows us to put away those things that color our decisions, our thoughts, and our actions. We mark it paid, even if it isn't. In time, Elaina's brother and mother realized that they had been lied to. They realized that they had hurt Elaina beyond description, and they sought forgiveness. Well, see, by the time they sought it, Elaina had already given it. And that's where we have to be, is even if they don't ask for forgiveness, we have to be willing to grant it simply because it frees us. It frees us. I wrote a couple of good notes, so I kind of want to read them before I move on because I want to make sure I get these points across. Oh, before we go away from this, let's switch roles a minute. What if we're the one who did the betraying? What if we're the person who chose someone or something over family, over someone who really did deserve your trust? What do we do with that? Well, we have to realize the grief and the sorrow that we have inflicted and go and ask for that forgiveness. See, forgiveness is a two-way street. Sometimes we need it and sometimes we give it. And when we have sought it, we have to forgive ourselves too. We have to release ourselves from the debt. When we forgive someone, we are not saying that they did not do what they did. We are releasing ourselves from having to collect on that debt so that we can go on ahead and live. Do you hear me on that? When we forgive someone who has wronged us, we are releasing ourselves from the debt, from having to collect on that debt, from having to be concerned about that debt, from having to worry about that debt, so that we can get on with living. Now, number 3, we have a decision that we have to decide. Do we confront the person or do we just separate ourselves from that person? Either one of those is a viable thing. Neither one, I won't say either one is right. In recovery, we try to talk to the person who has hurt us or the person that we have hurt so that we can resolve issues. If it would harm the person that we're going to talk to or it would harm others, then we don't do that. When we're talking about having been betrayed, I'm fully on the side of getting some healing done on that heart inside you before you try to talk to that other person. I am. I lived that, and that has worked really, really well. And it's really going to depend on how long since the betrayal. Don't go within the first blush, because all that's going to speak then is anger, and you don't want to go there. So what do we do in the meantime? What do we do in the meantime between betrayal and talking to the person or what? Once we have forgiven, we may not continue in a relationship with that person. It may be mom and dad, it may be sister, brother, cousin, whatever, spouse. We may not continue in a relationship with that person, and that's okay. Forgiveness means alleviating the debt, releasing the debt. It doesn't mean that the relationship is instantly restored or made whole again. That relationship is broken and it needs repair, and it needs repair from both sides. Okay? Do not be upset or destroyed or disappointed if that relationship takes time to even get to the point where repairs are started. Now, see, we might choose to confront. As believers, we're supposed to do this with an eye toward restoration of that person to God and to us. Yeah. We can't do it with a thought of retribution. In our flesh, we want vengeance. We want retribution. We want payment. We want payback. No. As a believer, we are tasked with doing whatever it takes to draw that person back into right relationship with God. And that would be the point of our confrontation, of our talk with them. And Jesus laid out a map a roadmap for how to do that. Whichever way we choose, confront or separate, we have to be prepared for the choice that they make. They may brush off our confrontation and say, that's not what happened at all. Or they could say, I don't care if that's what happened. Or they can fall on their face before you and beg for forgiveness. Whatever. You don't know what they're going to choose. And the thing is, you're not responsible for what they choose. You are not responsible for what they choose. Whatever choice they make may require you to forgive all over again. Do it. Again, it releases you from having to collect on that debt. It releases you to be able to breathe again, to be able to think again, to be able to live further. And here's the thing, when you let those things go, you are better able to move into the purpose that God created you for. And that's really where you want to be. We would love to see our relationships restored. That's a two-way street. It takes both parties. So when you decide to confront, if you decide to confront, do it with the understanding that they may not cooperate. And that is okay. It really is okay. It will hurt again. But you need to be okay with keeping where you need to be with the Lord and moving forward in what He has mapped out for you, because He has a grand and glorious plan just for you. Really, He does. I know you're sitting there saying, no, He doesn't, or I haven't found it out. It's okay. You will. You will. So here's how, as a Christian, we can move forward after being betrayed. Number one, we understand that we might be betrayed by someone, but we never expect it will be our very own family. Being betrayed by somebody is hard. Being betrayed by somebody you love is extra hard. Extra hard. We must admit what happened and who did it. Admit it. Understand it. We must forgive the person or persons who did it. We must forgive. We must choose to either confront them or separate from them. And we must be okay, accepting of what their choice is. And at some point, we must choose to work toward relationship restoration or not. That is a decision that you and God have to make together. And if you ask Him, He will answer. Promise. That's a wisdom thing. And He will give you that. The big takeaway I want you to understand here is that you really can breathe again without having to feel betrayed all over again. These steps will help you. If you are serious about wanting to get past a betrayal by family that you have experienced, I would love to help you. I would love to help you. That's one of the things I do, is coach people to deal with the things that they've experienced and how to move forward in life, finding your purpose and living in joy that you were designed for. Visit this over. Nope, I can't figure out how to point to it. That website that's right there, faybryant.com/coach. You can sign up for a free consultation and we can talk about if we would be a good fit to be coach and client. We can figure out if what I can do for you would be something that would help you. I won't have the answers. Those are within you. It would be my job to help you find those. I would love for you to sign up there. You just go right there. There's a red button that says free consultation and sign up. You can also visit, let me point these, my YouTube channel, youtube.com/FayeBryant, where you can see my daily devotions. You can watch these Saturday sit downs all of them that I've done. It's really good because you don't have to search through my Facebook all, to find all of them. And if you would like those daily devotions in a form that you can keep with you, you can download that ebook at Amazon. Just search for Coffee Bible Journal by Faye Bryant. Otherwise, I post those every day on my blog at faybryant.com, also on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me pretty much anywhere. I hope that if you have experienced betrayal by a family member, that you will take these to heart, these steps, and that you will move forward and become all that God died for you to be. It is within you to do this. I believe in you. You start believing in you. Until next time, I'm Faye Bryant. Bye.